Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
So, a couple videos ago, I talked about Molly and Daryl and how underrated they are as a sibling duo. So, naturally, now I want to shift my focus over to Pete and Sharon. There's been several really strong examples of well-written parent characters in Disney TVA shows lately, which isn't exactly an easy thing to do. I especially like how we're getting more shows where the parents are actually allowed to be in on the premise of the show, and are even able to join in the adventures sometimes.
Hold on, back up. You're telling us there's a whole world of talking frogs called Amphibiland?
Pete and Sharon are super well written and interesting characters on their own. Pete was born in Boston, and not much else is known about his family outside of the twins, and the fact that he has a lot of siblings and they all have illy names.
I mean, you got Billy.
And Jilly and our siblings.
Millie.
Billy.
Willie.
Lily.
Tilly.
Gilly.
And Billy.
He's a city planner, and the McGees have moved all over as a result. Pete is sweet, kind, and optimistic, but also rather anxious. He's eager to please and a bit of a pushover.
Did you train Dad?
Oh, come on. That's ridiculous. He just likes being a good dad.
I love the bit in The Best of Nintentions where Nin gives Pete the durian, because Nin clearly knows that Pete absolutely hates it, but is way too polite to ever say that.
So, yum.
We also find out that Pete's siblings bullied him constantly when he was little. And when the twins come to visit in twin trouble, he starts to revert back to his personality from when he was a kid in Boston.
Pete, it's not your birthday. You were born in September.
Yeah, but so are Billy and Jilly's. So we changed my birthday to today. It's fine. They were there first.
He was a figure skater in high school, and in the episode Ice Princess, he ends up helping Sonia Davis rediscover her love of the sport while rediscovering it for himself.
Maybe that's what I really lost. Not a gold medal, but my love of the sport. Now I found it again. Thank you, Pete.
Sharon was born in Los Angeles, and of course, the first time we saw her mom, Nin, was in the first episode.
Hey, Mom. We're almost there.
I know. I've been tracking you. Tell Peter to step on it.
Hi, Grandma Nin.
Sharon also has a brother, David, who we meet later. I'm not sure what the deal is with Pete's parents or the rest of his family, but it's clear that Nin has a very strong interest in actually being a part of their lives. Sharon's also scary good at board games.
Did I mention that I was Junior National Megacity Champion from 1990 to 1994, and then again in 96?
What happened in 95?
Disqualified for making my opponent cry.
She went to law school before dropping out to go to art school, and thankfully she doesn't constantly set stuff on fire.
How could that even happen?
She also definitely wanted to be a musician at some point, but of course that also didn't work out.
Never trust a musician. They'll listen to your self-produced demo tapes, promise to make you a star, then leave you standing in the rain with an acoustic guitar and a suitcase full of broken dreams.
What?
In The Best of Intentions, we find out that her relationship with her mom is actually pretty strained, and Molly tries to get to the bottom of it.
Could she still be mad that we eloped? Is that it? Because we never had a proper wedding?
Stay out of it, Pete.
That's it, Scratch. Grandma Nin didn't get to see her daughter get married. Oh, she must have been so hurt. We gotta throw a wedding for Mom and Grandma Nin.
Don't you mean Mom and Dad?
Scratch, everyone knows weddings are all about the parents.
But then we find out it's actually because of a misunderstanding.
She's upset that I didn't finish my law degree and studied art instead.
Oh.
No, you got it wrong, Sharon. I'm upset because you gave up on your art.
Ah.
I worked hard so you could follow your dream. You are talented, T-Rock. You always have been. So stop selling pork and get back to your art.
And when Sharon finally does have a chance to get back to her art, she's scared that she might not be any good.
Look, I don't want to tell you how to do your job. I'm not an artist, but this seems like an uninspired start. But what do I know? I'm just a really expensive canvas. Don't listen to me. Do your thing.
Pete and Sharon have such a sweet and realistic relationship. They met at a cooking class and fell in love, ultimately eloping. Pete goes all out for his anniversary with Sharon every year. The problem?
Look at that smile. The glassy eyes, the subtle grimace. That smile is fake!
What? No, it's not.
It's clear as day, Mom. You love Dad, but you hate his cake. Forced to eat it year after year after...
Okay, fine. I do hate that cake. The taste, the texture, and worst of all, the way it pretends to be chocolate. But it's just a lie! It felt real good to say that out loud. Someone needs to fight back against carob. It is not chocolate.
Yeah, Sharon absolutely hates the passion fruit crumb cake Pete makes every year, but she put up with it to spare his feelings. There's some other great examples of the two of them being a great couple, but probably my favorite is this one from Davenport's and Demise.
Do I have a rock and roll personality?
Oh, Cobb, no. But that's why I married you.
And of course, through all the crazy circumstances and dealing with financial insecurity, which is a topic for another video, Pete and Sharon are great parents who care deeply about their kids. They take a real interest in bonding with them and supporting their interests and passions, as well as just generally being there for them. And that kindness and support is something Molly echoes right back when her parents need it, like when Sharon is scared to start painting again in Faint of Art.
Mom, I'm gonna give you the kind of advice that you usually give me. Your art doesn't have to be perfect. It's an expression of how you feel. And sometimes feelings are messy.
Oh.
I'll be proud of you no matter how messy it gets.
Oh, since when did you start momming me, huh?
I learned from the best.
It's clear that Molly takes after both of her parents. She got her strong sense of civic pride in helping others from her dad, while she got her strong sense of justice and a fair amount of crazy energy from her mom. Daryl, on the other hand, is a lot more complicated, and I think that's honestly where Pete and Sharon's parenting shines the most. Because Daryl's not an easy kid, especially compared to Molly. Molly's a star student, she's kind, optimistic, helpful. Meanwhile, Daryl finds it hard to stay out of the principal's office. But Daryl's not a bad kid. He just has a different way of going about things. In Twin Trouble, it's made pretty clear that Pete's childhood wasn't the best. His relationship with Billy and Jilly especially was not a good one. They belittled him for his interests and gave him a mean nickname.
One day our little brother here said he didn't want to watch the Sox game.
It's skating practice.
Which was just silly.
And the name stuck.
Yeah.
And were generally bullies to him.
Flush, why don't you?
I'm gonna be honest, I think the apology at the end of the episode feels kind of unearned.
Maybe we don't always show it so good, but we got nothing but respect for you.
We love you, baby brother. We're proud of you, too.
Does this apology really make up for years of toxic behavior? It's a start, but for all the people who say that Andrea should apologize to Libby, Andrea's shown actual character growth and treats people better than she did at the beginning of the series. And I think that's worth way more than any verbal apology. Anyways, it's not until Pete sees that this is affecting Daryl that he actually stands up for himself and his family.
Hey, Molly. How'd you like a side of chili cheese fries?
Ew, Daryl! No!
Gonna grow up just like us, kid.
Not Daryl, too.
Enough! My name is not Silly. It's Pete, and that's Daryl. I am done being a Silly McGee, and my birthday is in September.
This makes a lot of sense, because while he hates confrontation and doesn't usually stand up for himself, he'll stand up for his family in a heartbeat. I think one of the most important things Pete and Sharon wanted to make sure of when raising Molly and Daryl was that the two of them would actually grow up to be friends. We've never seen him do anything like give Molly a wet willy before or since this episode. It's only when Daryl sees Billy and Jilly treating his dad like that he thinks that this is an okay way to treat his sister.
They are kinda mean?
No, wicked awesome!
Daryl's got the wild card Agent of Chaos thing going on, but he's also kind, caring, and even sensitive.
I'm just no good at being good. I'm always gonna be bad.
You're not gonna be perfect overnight. Give it time.
He's a good kid who often just doesn't know what to do with himself. Pete and Sharon would obviously prefer that their son not constantly be getting in trouble, but they love him for who he is. And we see this in Double Double Daryl in Trouble.
Wow, Wow, Vetroy, did he capture O'Connor or what?
And his line work? Chalk is a tricky medium, but he's showing some real artistic potential.
Not that a school wall is an appropriate medium.
Or that his principal is an appropriate subject.
Of course, of course. Grabbed a picture of that, right?
Pete and Sharon love Daryl's creativity and sense of humor. And when Daryl splits his spirit from his body and his shell becomes a model student, they're glad to hear that he's not getting in trouble, but then they quickly realize that, no, this is all wrong.
Does Daryl seem a little strange to you?
Oh, I am so glad you said it. I know he's behaving better and all, but...
It's like the spark has gone out of him. Just this morning, he was doing hilariously insulting caricatures of authority figures.
Which have only gotten funnier with time. Oh no, did we break his spirit? Sharon, we broke our son.
Mom, Dad, I know I was really good today, but it's just not sustainable. I'm gonna get into all kinds of classic Daryl shenanigans, and if you love me, you'll just have to accept me as I am.
Oh, Daryl, we love you as you are.
Pete and Sharon are just great characters, both on their own and as parents. They're kind and supportive, they give good advice, they love each other, and they love their kids unconditionally. Just, don't ever challenge Sharon to a game of Mega City. It will not end well for you.
I've been taking it easy on you three. I didn't want to crush your fragile widow spirits. That's why I hid the game. That cat's out of the bag now. So who wants to play me next? Know me, fear me, lose to me.
I think we should hide this game again.
Roger that.
Wherever you put it, I will find it!
The Ghost and Molly McGee!